Hey guys, now this time last year, to the day, WWE released so many wrestlers during a pandemic, gave them a 90-day no-compete clause, chucked them out the door. Guess what is literally happening right now? I've got a list here full of names that WWE are releasing. I'm going to run through the names quickly and then we'll get into more detail in a minute. Samoa Joe, Peyton Royce, Billy Kay, Tucker, Bo Dallas, Chelsea Green, Kalisto, Wesley Blake, Mickie James. And that is just for now. There's possibly more coming in. This probably billion dollar company just made a deal with Peacock, for example, making loads of money, chucking away their superstars. It's crazy because they've got all this money. Now, I've started watching AEW since it was formed. And do you know what they did? Do you know what Tony Khan did? He didn't get rid of people knowing that there's a pandemic and they might struggle. No, he paid their wages. He made sure they were keeping their families fed. WWE chucking them out the door. WWE seem to have this problem where they only end up having about a handful of people on an episode. On a 3-hour episode of Raw, you'll have maybe one or two superstars. I say superstars. Wrestlers coming out at the start of the show, they then come out in the middle of the show, then they come out at the end of the show. They don't use many wrestlers, but they're happy to sweep up and sign contracts for all these wrestlers that just will not get airtime. And then they will quickly get rid of them when times are tough. And actually, when I say times are tough, times are not tough. They're a $1 billion company, and they're happy just to get rid of all these people. Because they are the ones to blame for not coming up with the stories, not coming up with the creative for these characters. Little things like, so Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is injured at the moment, and he is one of the best wrestlers in the world. If he doesn't get snapped up by AEW, I will be shocked. Really will be. You've got Peyton Royce and Billy Kay, who were the Iconics, and they were brilliant together because they were funny. Australians, they were funny. And they were a good tag team that worked together because they were best friends. What did they do? They split them up and then put them with other people. Oh man. And then you've got Tucker, for example. Tucker, he was in Heavy Machinery with Otis. What did Vince McMahon decide to do? Split them up, and then they're both in nowhere, in no man's land, where they don't get TV time or they're wasted. WWE have a habit of giving someone a small push, and as soon as they get to a level, they kick them right back down into the abyss. It happens all the time. Now, WWE waste so much potential, so much heat on people. They waste it. People come up from NXT. How many of these people have come up from NXT, which is like the feeder show to the main roster? How many have come up and done absolutely nothing? And that is the problem. Now, the other problem I see in this is, okay, so last time we had certain wrestlers like Rusev, now called Miro, gone over to AEW. Matt Cardona used to be Zack Ryder, went to TNA. Or Impact Wrestling, should I say. But there's only so many slots other wrestling companies can have. I know it's a good time because in the fact that there's more choice now with AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact, New Japan, AAA, for example. There's more places for people to go, but there's still only so many. There's only so much time on TV that these companies can give. I don't want AEW to be signing all these wrestlers, but actually not having the time for them, which you can see. They've got these YouTube shows. They've got the Dynamite, which is the main TV show, and then they've got Dark and Evolution. But even then, there's only so much time and money that they can afford to pay you these contracts. So we're going to get to a situation where, once again, WWE are releasing these wrestlers and there's nowhere for them to go. There's nowhere for them to go. And it's just so cruel that WWE have mismanaged, ruined creativity, and are now chucking them out. And on top of that, they've got a no compete clause for 90 days, I would assume. Man, all these names. Kalisto, a good masked wrestler. Mickie James, she's a veteran. She was brought in wasted. Chelsea Green, a young NXT. Yeah, where do I see the future of some of these? I think Samoa Joe is surely AEW bound or a big company bound. What a wrestler, but he's out injured. Peyton Royce, Billy Kay, they've got to get back together and go to AEW, surely. That they've got to be AEW bound, especially with Sean Spears, who is Peyton Royce is her husband. He's in AEW. The others, the problem is the rest of them I can't see getting to AEW for sure, but someone like Kalisto may be down in Mexico, AAA, Ring of Honor, and I think the same for the others, but I think they're all independent bound if they're going to continue. I think Mickie James is the only one that's been around long enough that she doesn't need to wrestle anymore. There may be other roles for her, coaching roles, but just and the thing is, it is a year to the day they last did this cull. That's all it is. It's a cull. This is another reason why I'm not interested in WWE anymore. It just seems a dreadful company. It's seen as the pinnacle, but it seems like they've got absolutely... Yeah, my hair. It seems like their ethics are just shot. Yeah, that's all I've got to say. It's a bit of a breaking news story. Hope you enjoyed, guys. Yeah, I'll see you next time.